Greetings and welcome to Wayne Wedge's presentation on Windows 10. Now, some of you may still be using Windows XP, others Windows 7. Still yet there are others using Windows 8. I have a teacher in school that Windows XP is the only one she wants to use because she doesn't want to change. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, Microsoft quit supporting Windows XP, and therefore, any security holes or any problems, any updates, they're no longer available. So we got some problems here. Thus, we're forced to progress to a degree. So I want to show you a little bit about Windows 10 in comparison to Windows 7 and Windows 8. Here we have a picture of Windows 7. I still use Windows 7 at school, and I want to cover just the basic fundamentals of the desktop of Windows 7 and compare them with 8 and 10. Windows 7 has a start button on it. That start button looks very similar to this in most Windows 7, depending upon the theme that you have. Then we have the quick launch bar that came out in Windows XP. These are just little icons that quickly allow you to get to applications you most commonly use, like the internet, email, going to check folders in my computer, those kinds of things. Then we have the task tray that shows all of your programs that are running in the background. Also where you adjust the sound on your speakers. You can tell whether you're on the internet, and of course it has a clock. Excuse me. Then we have this thing that came out, and I tell you, this one right here blew the socks off a lot of people. We have tiles, and it's called a Metro. I got this off the internet. It's a picture of one, and it's really great if you have a tablet or a touchscreen desktop. You can scan to your different, or scroll to your different tiles, and tap on your tiles and go to your applications, much like you would do a mouse and click on an icon on your desktop. Well, they didn't leave us out, those that like desktops. They gave us a desktop in Windows 8, and there's one great thing missing. Notice in the lower left-hand corner, there's no start button. And that start button was very important. They sort of tried to put a start button out in 8.1, but it wasn't really a start button. It didn't allow you to navigate to your applications. All it did is took you back to this right here, this type of screen. Well, the taskbar on Windows 8 did allow you to do one thing, and that was to make a quick launch bar over all the taskbar, all the way up to where the right hand side goes. Then last year, work was complete on Windows 10. Windows 10, they did listen to us griping and complaining about not having a task or a start button. Now, I do want to point out that if you didn't have a start button, you could get a third-party application that would go over here and put a simulated button, and it also simulated Windows 7 environment and allowed you to feel like your button was back. It worked okay. Some of those third-party buttons, though, caused problems in the operating system. Windows Classic Shell was the only one that I used. It allowed users to basically feel like they've got their button back. Let's talk about Windows 10 just a little bit. Then I want to show you a little bit about Windows 10. Windows 10 got the start button back, and it's very much like Windows 7, but there are some differences. You'll notice some tiles like came from the Metro. Those tiles are no more than links that take you to different places or different programs. You can put tiles of all the programs you access up in the upper right hand side, and you also the start button, I'll go over a little bit more when I get to mine, is broken down into different sections. The this came from Windows 8. I've got these on here from Windows 8. They allowed you to take any application that you're using and anywhere on the taskbar, pin it there, so that even if you close the program, it still was there for just like the quick launch in XP and Windows 7. You could click it one time and it would open up the program for you. The task tray is pretty much the same as it was in the other versions of Windows. That part didn't change. So let me give you just a look now at a live version of, here's my start button, and you'll notice you have the most used. The ones that I use a lot are up here. They have a suggested, if they're trying to get you to, in the suggested area here, to go and find free applications, or they'll even put some up there that cost a little bit, trying to, based on what they see you doing, hopefully hoping that you might go to the store and either buy an application or download an application. This area right in here, File Explorer, Settings, and Power are pretty much standard. And then you have, of course, you have all apps, just like the all programs in Windows 7. When you click it, you have a scrollable list of all of the programs on your computer. Now, if you like me and you have a lot, and you want to go down to a program that happens to be down lower, like I want to go to, when I'm looking at this, I can go to, just by clicking on the A, I can go to C and get to Calculator. If I just click any letter, it takes me back. I can go to Windows section and look at the applications there. So I can get through there fairly quickly. You can also just simply enter a letter when you pull up the taskbar, or the start button rather. You can pull it up and you just click all apps and you hit the letter C. It takes me to Calculator, and then I've opened up my calculator. Everything seems to be, let me close out applications here. I'm at my desktop once again, and I want to point out two more very important parts to Windows 10 that I think that you'll like. Besides this picture, I thought this is a pretty neat picture of the background, but wouldn't mind. See, I would really have trouble with that house trying to keep it clean, but anyway, all the bugs might come through my, well, let's get back to here. I want to show you these two little icons here on my taskbar. First one is called the task view, and if you're like me and you use the computer and use it for various things, if you're just someone who checks their email and surfs the net, this may not be important to you, but if you want to organize your work, this task one is a great way. I have three virtual desktops on my computer. Desktop 1 is the one that I use for reading my Bible and doing different things, checking my email, surfing the net. But desktop 2 is what I use to do my computer work. I do programming on desktop 2. I also convert documents using OmniPage in desktop 2. These are open for me because when I was there last time, they were open. But you'll notice that the other items that was in desktop 1 are not open. And if I go to desktop 3, this is where I do my video for church. I get our videos ready and upload them to Vimeo, and I use desktop 3 for that. You'll notice nothing else is open but that. So virtual desktops is a great feature that if you do lots of work, and you can create more, all you simply have to do is go where it says new desktop and click that. And I'll also want you to notice that it shows all the applications that are open when you go to the various desktops. Let's go back to desktop 1, and the virtual desktop feature is very useful, I think. Now I want to also close with one more feature, and that feature is Cortana. Cortana is Microsoft's competitor to Siri. The jury's still out on whether Siri or Cortana is the best. Many say Siri's the best, and Microsoft likes to compete, and so they built a feature that's present in their phone, in their tablets, in their laptops, of course, and in their desktops. Cortana is your assistant for your computer. If you have a microphone, all you have to do is say, Cortana, what's the weather like in Panama, Oklahoma? Sorry, I got too fast for her. Yeah. Cortana, what's the weather like in Panama, Oklahoma? Okay, so Siri does the same thing. You can get messed up in Siri as well. It's good for if you're doing work. You don't have to have a microphone. You can say Windows 10 differences, and it'll open up search page for you in the new latest and greatest Microsoft browser, Windows Edge. Windows Edge is the newest edition. It is not like Windows Internet Explorer. It also is not like Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. It's its own browser. They decided to put a new browser in the system and in their operating system, and they call it Microsoft Edge. There are some features on it you can use if you have a tablet, or if you can have a touch screen. Then there's some features you can use in this browser that might be useful. The one thing that many find confusing is, okay, I want to go to my favorites. And in the past, you go and click this star and it'll take you to your favorites. But you'll notice when I move my mouse over, it says add to your favorites. So that's not where the favorites are anymore. If you see these three lines, these are where your favorites are. And now you can visit your favorites. You can also look at your history, check the downloads that you've done. Microsoft Edge is a little bit different, and if you require Internet Explorer, there are some pieces of software that require Internet Explorer still, so they didn't totally get rid of it, but you do have to hunt for it. You go on your start button and you can go to Internet Explorer by simply clicking all apps. You can go do it like I showed you. Go to here and go to down to Microsoft. It's hidden in here. It's kind of hard to find. Well, I'll tell you what. I know it's in here because I've seen it, and I'm having trouble with it. Looking at, I thought it was in Windows, STUV to Windows, Windows accessories, Internet Explorer. There it is. So you see, you have to hunt and try to find it, but it is here, and it's the Windows Internet Explorer that you may be used to using. That's all. I've wanted to cover some basic differences in Windows 10, show you some of the new features. If you have any questions you want to possibly have me answer by doing a video for or something like that, please get with me, WayneSR@WayneWedge.org. I'll do my very best to help you learn more about computers. Thank you.